Hey, how's it going everybody out there? My name is Jakejames Lugo and welcome to the channel. So here I am. I'm back from E3 2019. It was a crazy, fun-filled, phenomenal, epic week of video games and celebrating games and just amazing people. It was absolutely insane. Once again, I went as media this year. It was absolutely crazy. This was my 5th year going as games media. It's just, and again, every time I go to this event, it's absolutely surreal. Ever since my first E3, I've just enjoyed all the crazy festivities and everything that's just absolutely over the top about E3. As much as people talk smack about this event and, comment and give opinions about all the different changes and stuff, the one thing that we could all universally agree upon, no matter what changes to E3, is that the event is absolutely over the top and surreal. This year was very interesting because this was absolutely the most busiest year that I've ever had since I've been going to the show the last 5 years. I mean, look at all these other badges that I got on top of my regular badge. These are all just for the press conferences and other events that I went to, like different appointments and stuff, just here at E3. It was just specifically for the media. I know that there was a whole bunch of stuff out there, but again, look at this. This is absolutely insane. And if you really want to talk about insane, you have to see the different types of swag and all the different loot drops that I got while roaming the entirety of the convention center. All the different appointments that I went to, all the different stuff that I saw at the booths. There was a lot of stuff that was being given away and some really cool, neat little goodies that I got that not many people really got out there, but I was happy and at least lucky enough to score some loot there. So check it out. It's just absolutely insane, some of the things that I got. Some of my favorites include the Cyberpunk 2077 jacket, which was something that was really sought after by everybody that was there. I was lucky enough to go see a little demo of the game where they were giving away the jacket, and again, it just looked cool. It has that cool samurai symbol on it, and it even reverses into a yellow version of it that just says Cyberpunk 2077 on the back. To me, looked very stylish. Everybody looked really cool walking around with it. We all looked a little bit kind of like a gang or a posse, something out of West Side Story or whatever else, or Grease, but it was really cool having that. It was a really fun thing. But outside of that, there was a whole bunch of other stuff that I got as well. I got some stuff from Turtle Beach. I'm actually going to be doing also some unboxings from Retrobit Gaming. They gave me these retro styled Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64 controllers for both PC and the original hardware. It's stuff that I think was very interesting. I got to talking to some of the guys that were at the booth, and I got to see all the different types of stuff they were going to be releasing over the next couple months. But luckily enough, they gave me some samples to do an unboxing and impressions for you guys. It's going to be really cool. I can't wait to dive into that. So besides all the swag and the neat little goodies that I got while roaming around the convention center, you guys want to hear about the games, which was the biggest part about E3, especially for me, because I got to see some very cool games out there. Like I mentioned before, I got a chance to check out Cyberpunk 2077. I was both at the Xbox conference and on the floor roaming around, and I got to see the booth that they had there, which was very cool. The game looks phenomenal. There was a cool surprise with Keanu Reeves being revealed as being inside the game. He came out during the Microsoft conference. That was pretty freaking hype. I was in that room and everybody did a backflip as soon as he came out. It just looked very good. The game is just shaping up to be something very special, and myself and everybody else is getting very excited. I can't wait to dive into this world and see what crazy stuff happens over there. But in addition to that, I obviously got a chance to check out some of the other big games that were all over the place, both on the floor and in other events that were outside the convention center, including Marvel's Avengers from Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix. I was lucky enough to get an appointment to go see a presentation of the game. It was a hands-off demo where they weren't allowing us to play, but they did show a small section of gameplay using all the different Avengers heroes in there. We got to see Captain America, Thor, Black Widow, Iron Man, the Hulk, the whole nine. It was really fun. It was really interesting. And funny enough, when I saw this presentation, there seemed to be a mixed reaction about it, but some of the footage that I saw looks pretty good for a game that's still a year out. A lot of people made a big deal about the facial animations and some of the slowdown and other things here and there, especially during the Square Enix conference, but from the demo that I saw in person and the stuff that I actually got to see and hear, it looks pretty good. I can't wait to dive into it when it comes out later next year in May. There's still plenty of time to fix up any little hiccups here and there, especially in the visual department with it, but I really want to get hands-on time with this game because I just feel like it's going to be very fun, and especially since it's going to have co-op, that's going to be freaking cool. Now, the other big game that everybody wants to know about in relation to Square Enix is Final Fantasy VII Remake. And luckily enough for me, I got a chance to play about 20 or so minutes of the game, which, again, I'm still blown out of my mind knowing that this game is actually coming out. So the section I got to play was a little bit later on in the bombing mission at the very beginning of Final Fantasy VII. When you're playing as Cloud, you're running around with Barrett and some of the other people that are trying to bomb the Shinra actual tower there, or the Shinra kind of little area in the factory. And we actually have to do the Scorpion fight, which is a very big part of the beginning of Final Fantasy VII. Not only did the game look visually amazing as it should, it looks absolutely phenomenal, and it sounds even better. There's a lot of remixed tracks of some of those iconic themes from the beginning of FF7, but they sound so much more better. But the gameplay is really freaking cool. It's like a good blending of Final Fantasy 15 and some of the ATB stuff that you saw in the original Final Fantasy 7. On first glance, one would think that this one really meshed too well, but Square Enix was lucky enough to find an actual good compromise between the two battle systems and actually make them work seamlessly between each other. As you're running around the Shinra facility, you're able to attack kind of like in Final Fantasy 15, but with the ATB system, as you do different attacks, you build it up and you're able to stop time in order to pick out different attacks and magic and abilities that you want to use. This was something very seamless, and I was surprised at how good it felt to actually do that. It was something very cool to me, and I did not expect it to be as good as it was. The demo was about 20 or so minutes, and I was actually very surprised at how everything really worked well. It really gave me a good sense of what this game is going to play like, and I'm really satisfied with what I saw, and I can't wait to see more. This game is coming out fairly soon, and I'm really interested to see what other aspects of this game is going to be like. Granted, it's still episodic, but still, what they showed was really freaking good. Some other games I'm going to mention a little bit more quickly here that I got a chance to play because I actually didn't spend as much time with them. I got a chance to play Borderlands 3, which was still pretty good. I got to mess with one of the new characters, but the demo was so quick you really couldn't get a feel of all the other crazy stuff that's going to go into that game. And trust me, there is a lot. There's a lot of stuff with the guns, a lot of stuff with the character skill trees, all the different abilities you're going to be able to use, all the different loot you're going to find. It's going to be absolutely insane. But from what I saw in that very brief time that I spent with it was pretty cool, but I definitely need to see more of it. The other game I want to mention really quickly as well is Catherine Full Body, which, very similar to the original Catherine, it just has some of the extra content and the new character stuff. But I went by the Sega booth to go check it out, and it sounds pretty damn cool. There's a bunch of extra stuff I know a lot of Catherine fans out there are really going to love. The other game I want to give a little shout out to that I saw very briefly was LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. This was something that was a very neat surprise to me because this is very different than the previous LEGO Star Wars games. Unlike before where you only go to one location, you kind of go to all the different episodes and the different parts of the story, this time you could actually travel to different planets within the Star Wars universe, and you actually get to do all 9 different episodes that are there, including episode 9, which is coming out very soon. Luckily for us, this is coming out after the movie, so there won't be any spoilers and stuff, and we'll actually know what exactly is going on with that film. I was a little bit worried that they were going to release this before the game, like what Lucas has done in the past, but luckily for us, it's coming out after the game, and I think it's actually going to be really good. Another game I want to give a shout out that you guys should definitely check out when it finally releases is Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. This is a game that is very similar to stuff like Muramasa the Demon Blade or any of those other Vanillaware style of games. To me, it looks really cool and it plays very fast and very fun. I got a chance to play it twice, both on the PlayStation 4 and on the Nintendo Switch, and I enjoyed my time playing with it. It was a very brief demo. I want to say it was like one stage or not even a full stage with a boss battle at the very end, but it felt very good. It was very intuitive. There's a lot of different combos you could do. There's a lot of cool special effects and a lot of little enemies that appear here and there that are very cutesy but are still deadly in the game. As someone that loves that Vanillaware style of visuals, this is something that really stood out to me and it was very fun to play through. Again, I played it twice, both on the actual floor at the Exceed booth and also during the Mix event, which has all these different indie games that were on display there. Speaking of the Mix, I do have to give a shout out to that event, which was very cool. It's basically an event that a whole bunch of indie developers get together and put their games on display in this one location. All the different indie developers get to mingle around with the press and we get to talk about their games. And we also get to play them if they're actually put on display there. Some of the games that I did play while I was attending the Mix included Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, as well as also Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Now you guys know I'm really excited about Bloodstained. This is a game that I've been waiting for a very long time. I played Bloodstained Curse of the Moon not too long ago, and I can't wait to actually dive into this new one. The demo that I played of it was actually a full version of the game that's going to be coming out very soon. However, I only got to play a small section of it. From what I saw with the visuals and the controls and a lot of the different stuff that was going on for it, this looks like it's a very complete game. This looks like it's just something that people are going to be very excited about, especially if you've been backing this on Kickstarter or if you enjoy this like Castlevania style of platformer and action game. Another game that I saw at the Mix was That Crazy Cat Lady from Rose City Games. If you guys don't know who that is, those are the guys that actually made The World Next Door, which I reviewed not too long ago over on the Coalition. It's a cool indie game that's very story-based and has a lot of elements of puzzles to it, but their new game feels more like a shmup, or at least a shmup dungeon crawler slash roguelike. It looks pretty damn cool, and again, it involves cats, so if you're a cat lover, you're really gonna get a kick out of it. Now, there was a lot of other games that I saw at the mix, and I don't have enough time to really comment on every single one of them. Again, they had stuff like Space Channel 5 VR and all this other crazy stuff. I think it was Blood Roots that I know Jen was actually doing stuff. There was all these crazy games that were there. But overall, the main thing that I want to convey to you guys is that this was a good spot for indie games at E3. I know a lot of indie games don't get a lot of shine or don't really get display time during such a big event like E3, but you definitely, if you're someone that's developing a game, you want to be out there because all the different developers that are there are really going to come and check out all those games. All different press that are going to be attending the event are going to check out those games. It was some cool stuff that I saw, really giving a lot of indie love to those developers that don't have the big budgets and don't have the big booths and the extravagant stuff that's at this type of event. Now let's talk a little bit about Bandai Namco for a second. They were actually my first appointment that I saw during my time at E3 2019, and they had a lot of games on display. Now I didn't get to play everything that was at their booth, but the big one that I did get to play that everybody saw as a cool surprise was the new Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is pretty much a reimagining or at least a retelling in a different way of the early portions of the Dragon Ball Z anime. This includes the Saiyan Saga, the Frieza Saga, and I'm pretty sure they're going to go into the Cell Saga at some point. But the section I got to play at the Bandai Namco booth was a little subsection of the Saiyan Saga, which was a fight against Raditz. One thing that stood out to me about this game is that it feels very similar to Dragon Ball Xenoverse, but the controls and the way you move around and the way that you go from seamlessly from flight to like actually running around and stuff, and even going onto the flying Nimbus was very good. It felt very different and a lot more acceptable to me than what we got with Dragon Ball Xenoverse. It seems like the team over there took in a lot of the feedback from Dragon Ball Xenoverse and other games that are very similar to it and really tried to hone out a lot of the best aspects of the Dragon Ball franchise while making sure that this game was fun to control and at least, fun to get involved with. A lot of Dragon Ball fans are really going to get in depth with this game. I'm pretty sure they're going to dissect every aspect of it. But basically, in the time that I spent with it in my fight against Raditz, I actually enjoyed it. It was surprisingly very enjoyable to play. The other game I got to play with Bandai Namco was Rad. Now, Rad is a little bit different. It looks kind of a little similar to like a dungeon crawler with a little bit of like Diablo elements to it and like, all these different types of like action, like beat 'em up type of elements. But it was still very fun and very interesting and different. It has like this whole kind of like, I guess you could say like 90s or 80s punk type of like vibe to it. Has like a very heavy emphasis on like cheesy humor and cheesy one-liners and stuff, but it was still fun and interesting to me. I didn't spend a lot of time with it, but I did enjoy the time that I did spend playing it. Now, there was other games at the Bandai Namco booth, including Man of Medina, as well as also the Disney Sum Sum game, and even Code Vein. But some of those games, I just didn't have enough time to go and play them. I did see them from a distance, and they looked very interesting. I know Man of Medina is the same type of like crew that did Until Dawn, as well as also Code Vein. Again, looks very similar to Dark Souls. That game has been kind of teased around and actually shown around for a while now. I think at the last two E3s, as well as also Disney Sum Sum. If you love puzzle games, if you love Disney, if you love like that quick, like, get in, get out type of atmosphere, you're gonna love that game. So pretty much that's all I can really say about those games that were on display. Alright, so enough beating around the bush. Let's talk about all the stuff that happened with Nintendo this year. They had a very big direct, there was a lot of announcements, and they had some cool stuff to show on the E3 showroom floor. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't get a Nintendo appointment this year, which I was really upset about. I was really disappointed because I wanted to play some of these games that were on display. I had to actually look at people playing the games from a distance and actually see what those games were like. But again, very disappointing for me because last year I got a Nintendo booth tour where I actually got hands-on time with some of the games that were there. This year, I didn't get that, which again, super disappointing for me. But regardless though, what about some of the stuff that they showed and announced there? I mean, I was lucky enough to actually be right in front of the West Hall during E3. Me and Yashiller actually sat down together and we watched the Nintendo Direct that they had shown. All the big announcements that happened, including Animal Crossing, the reveal of Banjo in freaking Smash Brothers, huge stuff. Panzer Dragoon Remake? Who expected that? Secret of Mana Collection? Like, there were so many things that were shown at this Direct that a lot of people were really flipping out about and not enough people were making a big deal about. There were some big announcements here. There was other stuff too, including Daemon X Machina, Astral Chain, and all this other stuff, Candace of Hyrule, the reveal of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, or whatever that game is going to be called. Some very cool stuff from Nintendo. They had a lot going on. Some people might have even said they probably had the best conference or the best showing at E3 this year. I beg to differ. I thought it was Microsoft, but that's just me. But I gotta respect all the cool stuff that they were showing. But what about all the stuff that was shown at the booth that I didn't get to play, but I actually got to see people play? There was Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Luigi's Mansion 3, there was also The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. There was a lot of good stuff there, and all these games looked fairly good. From some of the stuff that I was actually seeing, and as well as also talking with a bunch of people that got hands-on time with them, a lot of people are very happy with some of the stuff that's going on with these games. The stuff that really stood out to a lot of people was The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which felt very similar to the original game, but just the art style and the presentation, the overall look of it, a lot of people seem to love. Luigi's Mansion 3 has not only a bunch of different modes that are very different from the previous two games, but the game is just fun to play, it's very wacky, it's very silly, it's very goofy. Stuff that you wanted in a Luigi's Mansion game, you're gonna get more of that here, which is always a good thing, only now it's on Nintendo Switch. Now, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, I've been dying to play this game and I was super upset that I didn't get hands-on time with it, but from what I saw in like the different roster of the different characters that are going to be included within this game, I'm very satisfied with it. I'm looking forward to actually fighting the Black Order, fighting Thanos, fighting all these different villains, and messing around and leveling up and really using and teaming up with all these characters, all these Marvel superheroes. This is more of what I loved about the original Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I can't wait to dive into this game on Nintendo Switch, or really dive into this game on Nintendo Switch. Look at, I'm tongue twisted with this damn game. I'm just so excited about it. So let me touch on a little bit about my experience going to the E3 press conferences, since that was really the first thing that I really did, even though I've been kind of jumping all over the place with this vlog. One thing I do want to convey about the E3 press conferences is that all of them were pretty good in their own right. I know some people online didn't really like some of the stuff that they were showing at the Bethesda conference, or even at the Ubisoft conference, and obviously, let's be honest, the PC gaming show, but they still were good conferences all in all. Like, it's just an overall outlook on them. If I really had to summarize all of them, there was a lot of big reveals at every single one. No matter what audience of the gaming atmosphere that you're a part of, or at least, the little gaming community that you're a part of, there was something for you here at any one of these conferences. There was stuff for RPG fans, there was stuff for action game fans, FPS fans, people that love Sims, people that love like, RTSs, racing games. There was a lot of great stuff at every single one of these conferences. If I had to choose one conference that was my absolute favorite, I would have to say it was the Microsoft conference. Besides the fact that I was there in the audience during all the crazy moments, this was the conference to me that had the most big reveals, as well as also the most like fun reveals and the fun stuff that they were showing. There's a lot of ambitious stuff that's going on with Microsoft, besides the fact that they have a brand new console. But I loved some of the games that they showed, I loved some of the big surprises they had, and I just loved the overall energy of being there in that audience and just seeing everybody's reactions. That was the conference that really stood out to me, that people were the most satisfied with. Now, like I said before, this is in spite of the case being made that Nintendo possibly had the best showings at E3, especially during the Nintendo Direct. A lot of people really love some of the big reveals and showings that they had for different Nintendo games, including Animal Crossing, including Panzer Dragoon Remake, the Secret of Mana Collection, all these other different games, Breath of the Wild 2, all this different stuff. Granted, we didn't get Metroid Prime 4, but there was a lot of big things that were happening there. So it's not really a press conference, but a really of note, like a big Direct presentation that I feel like, again, should be reiterated, should be touched on again and again. No matter which one you choose, whether it's Microsoft or Nintendo, you had some big stuff going on. But back to the press conferences, let's also talk about Bethesda, because in the very beginning, I called it. I was with my friends, I was with Hip Hop Gamer and a whole bunch of other people. I called it that Todd Howard was going to come out and actually kind of be a little bit apologetic for Fallout 76, which literally was like the first thing they did. It was kind of expected. Everybody in the audience was really goofing on them. They were kind of playing it up. They were being a good sport about it. But at least they had a bunch of other stuff to show people, especially if you're still playing Fallout 76. There's a lot of different stuff you have to look forward to. But the one game I want to touch on about the Bethesda conference that was also probably my biggest disappointment that I didn't get to play was Doom Eternal. I love Doom. Everybody loves Doom. I'm like, there's got to be something wrong with you if you don't like Doom. Like, everything about this game, gameplay-wise and just looks-wise and music-wise, absolutely insane, absolutely ridiculous. If you never saw my review of Doom before, check it out in the description box below. I'll put a link to it. Again, my review of the original, Doom 2016, is just the remake. Absolutely insane. I can't wait to play Doom Eternal. It just looks good. Super upset I couldn't get in that line. It was just so long to play that game. It just looks amazing. I want that game right now. Even if it's on PS4 and it's not on PC, I want that game. It just looks freaking good. But let me move on to the PC gaming show, which was also kind of a mixed bag for someone like me. Again, I'm not a huge PC gamer, but I still wanted to go to the PC gaming show to see what it was like, and I got to hang with some of the Ewin Racing team and the Ewin Racing people that were also in attendance. But a lot of the reveals that they had, there was a lot of good stuff for people that were fans of Baldur's Gate, as well as also all these other RTS style games and big PC-centric franchises. There was a lot of stuff there. Again, not really my cup of tea, not really something that I would get overly excited about, but I still have to respect some of the stuff that was there. But let's move on now to Ubisoft, which I also felt was a really great conference. They had a lot of good stuff shown there. Again, there's a lot of stuff coming to the Division 2, Watch Dogs Legion, which I think was the biggest reveal and the biggest showing that they had there. They had some stuff for Rainbow Six, for Ghost Recon. There was a lot of cool stuff there. And that actor coming on stage with his dog, that dog was super trained. I'm just saying, like, that dog just stood there, didn't really move a muscle, was hanging out, was really cute. I really wanted to pet it and stuff. But overall, great presentation from Ubisoft, in the long run. There was just a lot of great stuff. The Just Dance number, like I think it was Just Dance 4, Just Dance 2019 or 2020. Very cool, very fun. It was a great atmosphere. It was just a lot of good stuff. Now I want to end things off talking about all the different people that I saw and met throughout this year's E3. This was probably the one year that I met and interacted and pretty much talked with a whole bunch of brand new people. People that I never really met before that I've probably known about or even never once heard of. This was the one year that I could say that I was really sociable with all these different people out there, meeting new friends, meeting friends of friends, you know, different YouTubers, influencers, social media people, PR people, other games media, games journalists. Like this was the one year that I could definitely say like my circle of influence of like people that know about me or people that I've interacted with really grew. It really grew like almost 10 or 20 times over. I have to give a couple big shout outs to a lot of people that not only helped me, but also people that I felt like were really nice and really cool, great, amazing individuals that were there with me at the show, you know, checking out some of the games, as well as also just gushing about all the different stuff that we had saw. There was a lot of cool people that I really want to give some love to. First one I want to give love to, obviously, is Gerard Williams, hip hop gamer. You guys probably know him. Again, I'm going to link all these different channels and stuff to the people that I shout out down below. Hip hop really helped me out, you know, not only getting out there as far as like being able to find a good place to stay, but also just hanging around, talking about all the games and just overall having fun. We went to all the conferences together and we had a blast. It was absolutely insane. It was really, really cool. I gotta also give a big shout out to Holly Wolf as well as also Veronica Ray. They're cosplayers slash gamers slash influencers that were doing a lot of stuff with Ewan Racing this year. They were there at the booth and were checking out all the different stuff. We really met at the PC gaming show and really just got talking and stuff about gaming as well as also the industry. It was really great seeing them out there. They do a lot of great work, especially if you're in the cosplay and even a little bit of lewd cosplay. They have a lot of good stuff you guys definitely need to check out. But again, they are really cool people, really fun. I really, again, had an amazing time just chatting it up with them. But then I had a whole bunch of other YouTube friends that I saw that were roaming around the show that were just hanging out, like having a great time. I finally got to meet Game Over Jesse in person. It was cool because we had been coordinating, you know, for the last couple of days trying to meet up, and we finally got to meet up, hang out, talk it up. It was a lot of fun. Met his entire crew, all the cool people that were there. Just Cliffy was hanging out too. Again, I know he has a YouTube channel. I wanted to give him some love. You know, it was really cool just chatting it up with all those guys. Again, people I never met before, great, amazing individuals, great, amazing gamers that just share this passion with this stuff that we do in this industry. But then also I saw some other crazy people. Again, the list just keeps going on. It's absolutely nuts. I got a chance to see the Completionist really briefly. I finally got a selfie and actually talked it up with him. Every time I see him at one of these events, we never get a selfie or a picture together. We never really talk, and we finally did so a little bit throughout this time. I saw him by the Nintendo booth, went up to him, talked to see how he was doing, finally asked for a selfie, got my selfie with him. It was all good. And in addition to that, like right after, not even like a couple minutes, maybe like 10 or 20 minutes, I saw my girl Glitch X City. I saw her with a whole bunch of her friends out there. Again, it was just so amazing meeting all these great people, her entire crew, a lot of other YouTubers and influencers. Again, I apologize if I don't remember any of your names, you know, again, because I'm like going 100 miles an hour right now, but all your channels are going to be linked in the description box below. I want to give you guys some love and a big thank yous for just being great, amazing people. You guys, again, make this type of event like E3 or any other gaming event just a lot of fun to be around and a lot of fun to go to and really experience, not just as like a fan of gaming and just as an enthusiast of gaming, but just as someone who's also in this industry, like really hustling and doing all this different stuff. You guys got a lot of great content, a lot of great work ethic that you guys do, and it rubs off on people like me and everybody else that comes in contact with you. It's just, again, I really love that type of stuff. So I wanted to add this little extra tidbit in here because I feel like she deserves her own separate section and her own separate little recognition on my vlog. Big shout out to Gonda Chris, you know, Chrissy. You guys know her. She makes amazing amiibo and Nintendo related artwork and all this other great, like, you know, fan art and stuff that she does. She's really awesome. She invited me and gave me one of her little invitations to Smash Brothers. Look, it's even got the little candle wax thing for Smash. So I felt a little bit kind of like a Joker from the Joker trailer for Smash Brothers. So I'm officially invited to Gonda Chris's Smash tournament, I guess. So definitely I would show up. It'd be pretty awesome if it was amazing in real. So this is great. Thank you so much. Again, we finally met in person. She was on my show a long time ago on the Coalition, but I wanted to throw this little extra tidbit in there, I should say. Again, a tongue twister here. Just to shout her out because she's awesome. She's amazing. Again, links to all these different channels down below. If you haven't checked out her stuff, you really need to. She's that good. And then it just doesn't even stop there. I met up with Jesse Cox again this year. Again, I hadn't seen him in like a whole year. And it was great. Again, he remembered me. It was dope. It was cool seeing him. We went to the Avengers presentation together. He was with his girl or his friend, Christine Delgado. Again, just meeting her. She's also a YouTuber. Again, all these links in the description box below. She was really dope. Again, we talked about Avengers. We talked about Final Fantasy. We talked with Square Enix PR over there? Kat from Square Enix PR, Rhea Patel, like all these great individuals. We took a selfie together. together. Again, I'm gonna be probably putting like some of these pictures of these people when I saw them, or some of the videos and stuff that I got. I didn't get it with everybody, but when I did though, it was still fun to do so. I was trying to at least get more pictures and more like selfies with different people as I ran into them this year, because every year I go, I never ask for like pictures. I never really ask for selfies, and I always regret it later on. Like, I've always tried to get a lot and I never get enough. It's even this year, I felt like I didn't even get enough pictures. It was like, you know, just off the wall, absolutely insane. Again, just seeing all these people, seeing all these individuals, just like, you know, men, women, just everybody here just working in the games industry, just again, as fans, as people that love this stuff, that are part of the grind as much as I am. It's just absolutely nuts. So it was cool seeing them as well. And then it just keeps going. I'm not done yet. Can you imagine that? There's just all these people I really want to give recognition to. Again, I saw Greg Miller, I saw Tim Geddes, I saw Fran Mirabella, I saw some of the Kind of Funny best friends, all you dudes out there. Every time, I know I don't get out to a lot of the events, you know, for one reason or another, and I don't get to see you guys very often, but every time you guys are always showing me love. You guys are very nice. You're giving me a hug, you're giving me a dab, you know, you're giving me high fives, you're saying what's up, how am I doing, keep doing what you're doing, and I just love that type of stuff. And I'm hoping one day, at least, you know, Greg, Tim, all the guys, Fran, all you dudes that are out there that are doing this stuff that I've wanted to do for a very long time, we could all at one point just like sit together, you know, chill as colleagues, maybe have a pizza or something, but just take it all in, like being part of this type of stuff. You know, as someone that has always said that I'm a student of the game, I'm a student of the games industry, of like being part of this type of atmosphere, as a games media person, as an influencer, as a games journalist, as just a fan of all this stuff for many years. You guys were like my role models for a very long time, and you know, people that I looked up to and I really read and followed over the course of years. And just being there with you guys as a colleague, as someone that's also in the trenches, so to speak, this is just something that's just awesome. Every time I see you guys at an event like this, especially E3, it's absolutely surreal and it's absolutely awesome. And then I'm still not freaking done. Can you imagine this? Like, I'm gonna have like a long list one day when I go to an event like this, just so I can run down like quickly, but I gotta give some other love to some other people that I saw out there. Again, I finally met for the first time, right? I met Roger's Base for the very first time. Roger's Base was running around. He loves anime. I know he loves anime. He's been on my show before, not, I think on this YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure, or even on the Coalition. It's like, you know, he's like running around doing all this stuff for YouTube gaming. You would see like anime, like after image with him, as like how fast he was running around. But luckily enough, he was kind enough to stop, say what's up, how you doing, what's good. We got a selfie together, thank God, again, because I wanted to get one with him for a while and just see what's up and how he's doing. Again, we don't get to talk as much. We don't get to talk enough, in my personal opinion, you know, about gaming, about Nintendo, and about YouTube and all this stuff, but at least I got to see him out there. At least I got to say what's up. I got to say what's good, and just, you know, saw him running and just saw the after image. It was like, you know, he was like at a Dragon Ball Z / Naruto / One Piece / One Punch Man, like all this stuff. He was all over the place. Okay, let me put it that way. It was really funny to see. Another person I want to mention that I've never met before, but I'm a fan of his work, again, you know, in passing as I'm doing other stuff here, Young, yeah, he was actually at E3 and I didn't expect him to show up. He was there with Boogie2988 and I saw him there and I just went up to him, I was like, yo, what's good? Like, I'm a fan of your work, it's good to meet you, you know, keep up the great work and stuff. And he was very nice, he was very cool. I know that he gets a lot of flack with some of his gaming content and his news coverage and his opinion pieces and stuff, but really cool dude, really nice. And again, just someone that just loves this industry, that just loves covering games and just gaming media as a whole. Something that he's very, very passionate about. And I can respect that. I thought that was very, very cool. And it was great just meeting him for the first time. It was just something awesome. And can you freaking believe it, yo? I am still not done yet. Now, this one I'm gonna go a little bit faster because there's just so much more people I just have to mention. It's just, I'll be here all day if I do that. But again, James Dugan from IGN, you know, he was hanging out, he's dope. We were hanging out at the Microsoft conference. Alana Pierce, I finally met Alana Pierce. I'm a huge fan of Alana Pierce's work, both on IGN, on Rooster Teeth, on her YouTube channel. She does some great stuff. Again, very kind person. Got to see her DJ at the Mixer party, which was very freaking cool, very awesome, not gonna lie. It was really, really dope. I was impressed. Like, she was in there doing some work, right? I got to see Sam Claiborne from IGN. I got to see Tina Amani from IGN. You know, some of the other IGN writers that were running around covering the show. I mean, I got to see some of the Rooster Teeth guys that were just roaming around, like hanging out, like everybody converging on the JW, which is the JW Marriott for anybody that doesn't know, right across the street from LA Live. Everybody was just lurking there, just hanging out, you know, again, like it was just so much fun just seeing people there. My man Malik Forte, again, he's out there hosting stuff, doing stuff, you know, hanging around, like introducing me to all these different people is so much fun. Every time I see Malik, I always have a good time. I always enjoy being around him and just meeting and interacting and socializing. That's always so much fun to me. Again, so who else am I forgetting? The guys at Gamertag Radio, Paris, Pete Rock, Danny, Godfrey. you know, Danny Pena, but I call him Godfrey sometimes. But all the guys at Gamertag Radio, again, always nice, always respectable, always like doing something, always telling me what's up. You know, they're always great just to be around and just hang out and stuff. My man Carl, again, my girl Tamika, was it Red Infamy? You know, when we were hanging around with Hip Hop Gamer, you know, just they were helping me out throughout the entirety of the show, being nice, you know, talking with me, like going from place to place, experiencing E3 as a group with other people. It was just something that's just so much freaking fun. I cannot convey fully and really have you guys understand how much fun that is. You have to be there to really get the full effect. It's just something that's amazing. And I know I'm gushing a little bit. It feels like I'm brown-nosing everybody, but like it's just so true. It's just so much fun when you're running around doing all this crazy stuff and really kind of getting involved and really getting immersed in the work. You know, you need that counterbalance to have a little bit of fun when some of these people, like I mentioned, all these people that I've been mentioning, they all help counterbalance all that. And it's just, again, it keeps you in the game, it keeps you motivated, keeps you wanting to go back and do it all over again. Now, I know I didn't get to everybody. There are so many more people that I met that I thought was awesome, that was amazing, that I took selfies with, that I talked with, that I, again, follow on Twitter now and follow on Instagram. There's so many more freaking people that are out there, and I apologize because we would be here all day with a long freaking vlog, but I want to convey to all of you, if you've met me when I was out there, if you talked with me, whether you're on PR, whether you're a YouTuber, an influencer, a streamer, a mixer streamer, a games media person, games journalist person, someone who's also part of a different, smaller website that was there at E3, or even just a gamer that was just coming to hang out and like see what was up and stuff. Thank you so freaking much to, again, all of you that just making E3 something awesome. I know a lot of people get down about this show for one reason or another, especially this year. This year, apparently it's the last year it's gonna be in Los Angeles from what I heard. They might be going someplace else, but you guys still made the show awesome. I mean, even my girl Danny from Royal Flush Magazine, I'm just remembering this right now. Danny from Royal Flush and her boo, you know, thank you so much for just hanging out with me, you know, seeing some of the games with me. Again, I'm gonna be here all day, so I'm not gonna actually do more like shout outs and stuff, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Thank you so much for making the show amazing, making the show so much fun, making the show something that I want to go back to again. I've been going for the last 5 years as media, you know, busting my butt, making content here on this YouTube channel, on the Coalition and other places, freelancing, trying to attend stuff like this just to be around that experience again and again and again. It's just something that's indescribable. It's something that's irreplaceable. It's something that's amazing and absolutely phenomenal in every sense of the word. All right, guys, so there you go. That's my E3 2019 vlog. There was a lot to cover. There was so much. I know there's even more that I didn't get into. I know I'm probably gonna regret it later if I don't talk about it. So here's what we're gonna do. Definitely check me out over on my Patreon page. I'm gonna have a whole separate vlog devoted to other stuff that I didn't really mention in this video because again, just of time and everything else. We'd be here for like hours if I was talking about everything that I saw and was involved with at E3 2019. But I'm gonna give a little bit of something for everybody. At the dollar level or higher, you guys are gonna get that exclusive vlog. It'll probably be up around the same time that this vlog goes up. So if you're watching this now, if you're checking out all this stuff, definitely check out my Patreon. Links in the description box below to check out that other part of E3 2019, my experience and everything else about it. That's just, again, super, super fun, super crazy, just so much stuff to really convey to you guys. It's absolutely insane. But with all that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Tell me if you guys enjoyed following all the content from E3 2019, you enjoyed this vlog, you enjoyed all the games that they showed, what was your favorite conference, what was your favorite game, what was your favorite thing that was coming out of E3? Put it in the comment section down below. And of course, as always, don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos just like this one. My game reviews, you guys got a brand new game review coming later this week. On Wednesday, I'm gonna be doing a review for Super Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins, and doing some other stuff as well later down the line. But definitely check it out. Again, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm gonna constantly be bringing you guys brand new content regularly here on YouTube. And like I mentioned earlier, definitely check me out on Patreon. Again, dollar level or higher, you're gonna get all this other great like exclusive content. However, I also do wanna mention, I do have a Discord server. Anybody could join, links in the description box down below. You guys could join up with the Discord server. There's a great community that we have growing on there. A lot of people that love gaming, anime, artwork, movies, whole bunch of stuff. Definitely, I highly encourage you guys to join up with it. It's a safe, fun, amazing community. We don't tolerate BS, but we definitely go all in when it comes to being fans of all this different stuff. Check it out via the links down below. Finally, that's all I got for you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this E3 2019 vlog. Here's to another year of E3, again, and gaming and all this other stuff. I will talk to all of you again very soon. Peace out, and stay epic, everybody. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. Make sure you guys check out some of these other videos in the boxes after the credits, and don't forget to visit my Patreon page via the annotations for more exclusive content. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. Peace out, and stay epic, everybody.